Trauma, survival, it's not always obvious. Sometimes it's hidden behind the strength of the victims. There's lots of hidden truths in trauma responses. Behaviours that no one sees them for what they truly are. When it comes to narcissistic and emotional abuse, it leaves long-lasting internal scars that people have to heal from. And one of the first trauma responses is apologising for things that you haven't even done. When you find yourself constantly saying sorry for everything, and not just a culture thing, just constantly apologising to people. Not because you're wrong, not because you've done something wrong, not because you've hurt someone, but because you've learned that even the smallest of mistakes could cost you. Because narcissistic individuals punish you, especially when you don't take responsibility for the things that they did wrong. Apologising often, apologising to people is how you learn to stay safe in these situations. And it's a pattern of behaviour that's then hardwired into your brain that you continue into the future with. When you're constantly the strong one, the reliable one, the one that people go to, that don't realise that you're dropping the things that you need to do for yourself to serve them. Not keen on saying no to people, not wanting to let people down. You let yourself down. But that strength didn't grow from comfort or care. It grows from necessity. From the quiet moments where those who perhaps should have shown up for you didn't. When no one showed up for you. Where you had to hold yourself together, pull it all together, get up and go again and again and again with no one there to support you, not wanting to burden people, and accepting crumbs of help as someone who is willing to be there for you. Compliments often feel incredibly uncomfortable. Compliments can be some of the most challenging things to accept, which is why more often than not you can avoid doing certain things to avoid getting the praise or the recognition, or you can do things where people can't see that you've done it because you don't want the praise, you don't want the spotlight. And it's not because you're ungrateful, it's because praise used to come with strings attached. You've constantly been told you're not good enough, so even when someone tells you you are, you don't believe them. You learn to doubt the kind words to protect yourself from what might follow. You constantly keep yourself busy, always moving, always doing, because stillness feels dangerous. In the quiet, your mind can drift to memories that you are trying to suppress, places you don't want to go back to. So you stay in motion, not to thrive, but to cope. You look like someone who's incredibly busy, and people wonder how you manage it. You manage it to escape the trauma. You often find yourself giving, even when it completely drains and empties you. And it's not to win favour with other people. It's not to be liked by others. It's because you were taught that love had to be earned, that your worth was tied to how accommodating or useful you were. There's also when you pay very close attention to your appearance, to how you look, to what you eat. And none of it is out of vanity. None of it is out of pride or ego. None of it is about how other people will feel. It's about how you feel on the inside. It's also because when everything around you feels so out of control, controlling the little things, such as your eating habits, your exercise habits, give you that sense of stability. More often than not, you find yourself over-explaining yourself and then questioning your over-explanations. You send people paragraphs explaining stuff to them and then question, why did I send them all that? And it's not because you don't want to be heard, but because you've spent years trying to justify your very existence, hoping to be understood, to finally be accepted. And more often than not, you take care of everybody else before you take care of yourself. And when you do things for yourself, you feel incredibly guilty. And you're constantly trying to reason why it's okay to actually do things for yourself. And it's not because you don't need care yourself, but because giving becomes your safest language. Doing for somebody else, helping somebody else. It's a way to belong, a way to matter, a way to avoid being hurt, a way to avoid pain. These responses aren't weaknesses. They're your nervous system doing what they had to do. They're not about brokenness. They're about survival. Survival is nothing short of strength in itself. They can be adapted to work in your favour. There's nothing wrong for apologising and taking responsibility. It's learning when is the time to say sorry and when isn't the time to say sorry. There's nothing wrong with being strong or reliable, but it's learning to be able to rely on somebody else when you need the help. It's learning how to accept the compliments, however, it keeps you humble. Being busy, as long as you're doing things that are worthwhile and of benefit to others or to yourself. As long as you're getting the right amount of rest. Giving, there's nothing wrong with giving. Just stop when you're drained. Learn to say no. The right people will not be offended. The wrong people, hopefully they'll disappear and leave you alone. Learn to no longer over-explain, just a simple message rather than a long one. You might want to type it out in your notes, make it briefer and then send the brief one so that you've got it out of your system. And there's nothing wrong with taking care of others as long as you are taking care of yourself, because you have to be at your best to be able to give your best. If anyone has any behaviours of survival responses that you notice, please do add those into the comments for people reading through. Thank you very much to all the returning subscribers and your continued support with the channel. It's greatly appreciated. If you are new to the channel, I'm Elizabeth Shaw. This channel is all about narcissistic behaviour to give you more understanding of the people you might be dealing with within your life, how to handle yourself around those people if you cannot go no contact, and different methods to find what works for you to help you understand and overcome narcissistic and emotional abuse. If you do find the information helpful on the channel, please do subscribe. If you are looking for further help and support in understanding and overcoming narcissistic and emotional abuse, I do have several online guides available, and those teachable links are in the video description. If you're looking for someone to speak to, I have partnered with BetterHelp, and their sponsored link is also in the video description. I do also have several one-to-one slots available, and the link for those is in the description. If you're looking for further reading, there's several books out on Amazon. How to create boundaries around those who have no respect for your boundaries, such as narcissistic individuals. Healing from narcissistic abuse, a guided journal for empowerment and recovery. 15 rules to deal with narcissistic people, how to stay sane and break the chain. A Narcissist Handbook, the ultimate guide to understanding and overcoming narcissistic and emotional abuse. And Behind the Mask, the rise of a narcissist. If you're interested in any of those, they are all available on Amazon. Go out there and create the day that you deserve, because you do deserve to have an amazing day. Bye.